Every strong house starts with a strong foundation, and every story has an introduction. Today, we get to learn about the foundation of a house called Lweendo the Jesusist. And this special program is an introduction to the story, to the life, and to the journey of the one and only Lweendo the Jesusist, my guest today. Hi, brother.
Yes, bro.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. Welcome to this special platform which is designed and dedicated to you and for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hosting me, and I'm very much humbled to be hosted by you on this very important program to me and the would-be listeners and the would-be listeners of the music that I have.
Wonderful. The interesting thing about hosting you is that I'm not only hosting you alone, I'm hosting you alongside your guitar.
Yeah.
And I know that she has a name.
Okay.
What's her name?
Yeah, interesting. Actually, my nephew gave her the name. He always insists, no, call your guitar Shelly. So I just was like, for him to be saying this, let me adopt the name. So, Niba Shelly.
Wow, nice to meet you, Shelly. Hi, Shelly.
Hello.
Wonderful.
Sure.
And how special is your relationship with Shelly?
Okay, the relationship with Shelly is so dear to me because I've been through thick and thin with my guitar, and actually to some extent my guitar, through the power of God, contributed to the fact that I was acquitted from prison. I sang a song during the time of a grand opening of a hospital in Livingston where I was incarcerated. That's where I was recognized and I was given an opportunity to record. Anyway, in short, I've been with the guitar through prison 4 years, so through thick and thin, actually ups and downs, she's been there.
Wow.
By the grace of God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am learning things that are already shocking and at the same time intriguing through this interaction. And allow me to first process my thoughts before I can ask for further details about what I'm learning. But before we get to that, as I still try to process my thoughts, I will turn back to you and maybe just ask you to give us a brief background, about yourself. Where were you born? Where did you grow up? Which parts of the world or the country did you live in, before we get into the nitty-gritties of some of the things that you have just mentioned, especially when we talk about the thins and the thicks, or the thicks and the thins through which this guitar has been a great company to you.
Sure. My name, like I said, is Lweendo the Jesusist. The Jesusist in the sense that I now follow Jesus. There's a common way people are now addressing themselves. Yes, some say, I'm Satanist. For me, because of what I went through, I considered what I used to do as satanic, which people would just say Satanist.
Okay.
So now that I'm a changed person from the evil things that I used to do, the occult, the drug abuse, the streets and all those things, the evil mentality I had towards music, the transition, instead of following that way, now I'm the Jesusist.
Wow.
Meaning I follow Jesus, I follow this light which spoke to me, and then which spoke to me to live to stop that kind of life. Like John the Baptist in the Bible, he comes in the spirit of Elijah to announce the second coming, or the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. So I feel like God has given me that opportunity through the music that I sing. Now I've got this album called Maranatha. The first one I did was in prison, which was called Nshakabwelele Kumalosh. But with this album, my aim is to announce a preparation of the people to prepare themselves for the soon coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm not saying Jesus is coming now, but we have got a duty as humanity to prepare our hearts, to prepare our behavior, just like Jesus has spoken to me. and I'm coming from that transition. So this is a testimony that I have to share with the people.
You have mentioned the word prison more than twice already, and I am wondering, have you ever spent time in prison?
Yes, I have. I have spent time in prison for 4 years, been through 7 prisons. The experience that I got from there drives me. It gives me inspiration to say there's a real gospel that can be shared to any person. It doesn't matter where that person is. I learned that from prison, because sometimes people become hopeless. Like, for example, somebody's sentenced to death, somebody's serving a life sentence, somebody's about to die, somebody's poor, rich. But this gospel, which changed me, is so real that it can be preached at any time. Meaning that I don't need to be any special. It penetrates through to a person, whoever it is. It might be anyone, it might be you, it might be me. So this is the gospel that I understand, that it's a transition from being not knowing God, not knowing Jesus, to a point where you know Jesus, and that's what I am today.
Wow.
Sure.
So what were some of your most memorable moments about being in prison in relation to learning and spreading the gospel, as well as making and playing music?
It was a time when I was given an opportunity, because I used to play music around prisoners. So I was identified by the prison officers. I was given an opportunity to go to death row, because they had requested. So when I went there, it's like, these people are people they have been sentenced to death, and the only thing, they have even been confirmed. There are people like life, somebody is saving a life. So I asked myself
So when you say given an opportunity to go to death row, that doesn't mean you being included on the list, right?
No. I was just an ordinary prisoner by then. Actually, I was still remandee, because I was still going for court sessions.
Okay.
Yes. So
the opportunity was for you to go and sing.
Exactly, to go and sing, actually, minister, sing something for them.
Okay.
Yes. So I questioned myself to say, what am I going to say? That's when it opened in me that actually there's a true gospel that is supposed to be preached.
Wow.
The true gospel is saving a soul. It doesn't matter whether you're rich, poor, slave, bond, you are free out there. This whole world is a prison.
Yeah.
And we are all destined to die. So who came to save us? It's Jesus.
Wow.
So that's the Jesus I found.
Wow.
Sure. And this is the Jesus I want to share to people.
So you can confirm with me and our viewers right now that there is the gospel in prison and there is music in prison.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I learned to write real music that leads to life through being in prison, because sometimes we become petty with life. Mama naka, instead of being dealing with real issues of life, wambo kubonfa gift you just to sing if you feel perfect.
Yeah.
They don't really mean real life. Jesus says the words I speak to you are life.
Yeah.
So meaning there's word that somebody is going to speak, which is death. So right now that's the experience that I've gotten through passing through prison. Yes.
So would you say that the introductory part of your music, or the foundation to your music, was actually during your time in prison, or was it before?
It was actually before. That's why in my introduction I said I was in the occult, some kind of occult, the way I understand it. I used to do music, but music that would lead someone to death.
Wow.
So the transition is that it dawned on me after the accident, after being incarcerated. It's another testimony. Wow. But I went through prison. That's when I realized that the gift that God has given me, I can choose. I've got liberty to choose. Either to use it for good or use it for the bad.
Yeah.
And each one of us is in the same race. It doesn't matter what kind of life that you are leading. You've got a choice to make. Are you going to use this talent that God has given you for this or that? It's like we are all on the tree of the good and bad.
Yeah.
we are supposed to choose life, or to eat the fruit or not.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. Wow, that's really, really powerful. I was recently having a conversation with someone about the hardships that we face as human beings from our backgrounds.
Sure.
Whereby after you face certain hardships, it's now up to you to make a choice to say, I'm going to be maybe a hardcore person because of the things I went through, and make sure that others don't have it easy. Or I can be a savage, I can be a street kid, I can be a killer, or I can be any other bad thing.
There's that time in
or
life.
You can make a choice and say, because I've gone through certain bad things, for me, I want to be the opposite of those bad things that I went through.
And that's
what I'm learning from your story here. It's like the downside, or the unfortunate things that you went through, you have used them as a foundation to begin something positive that will even inspire other people. That's what I'm learning here.
That's the grace of God. That's what it means to be a new creature in Jesus.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you mention an accident as another testimony?
Yeah, actually, the accident that led me into prison is like I lost my mind, like nalisa alwala, in short, because I was a drug addict. And when I withdrew fast, so I developed hospital and that after forensic testing kuchainama, it was they gave me a condition called schizophrenia, where you hear voices. So I ran into a murder case, something like that, where a life was lost. So that's what led me into prison.
Wow.
So you can see how personal and how this is serious. It's not like I've just come here to show off and share this testimony. There's no sin that Jesus can't forgive unless the one you haven't confessed.
Wow. That's so powerful.
Sure.
That's so powerful. Well, I believe that music is therapeutic.
Sure.
And it provides therapy not only to the listener, but also to the maker of the music itself. How much therapy has music provided to you who also makes music? Your own music, how much therapy has it provided to you?
For me, music is a healing thing. It's a healing power of God. That's why God created us musical.
Right.
Each one of us carries a song in their heart.
That's true.
So it depends on the kind of song that you are carrying in your heart. So it has been healing to me because the words are very important. So don't just listen to any type of music. They say you listen to the wrong kind of music, you become the wrong kind of a person. You listen to good kind of music, you become a better person. So people should be careful. I have to be careful. So music, to what I listen, so music to me has been very healing. And that's why I want to make good music that will heal a person. Like the Maranatha album, it's all about healing, preparing a heart to be a better person.
Wow. Now, making music is not always easy. It may be easy to compose the music, but getting it out there may not be the easiest thing, because there are different phases that we go through, like recording the music, promoting the music, getting the music out there, and all these things come at a cost. So after you got, were you pardoned?
Actually, I was pardoned on the 25th of May. It was an African Freedom Day 2018.
Wow, we thank God for that. So after you were pardoned and you made a decision that you wanted to use your story as a way of encouraging others, and I believe that part of your ministry through your music is to go back to the prisons and also encourage other people, and also to prevent other people from getting into prison. But in you trying to deliver this message through your music, you obviously have faced certain challenges with the music itself. How easy has it been, or how hard has it been for you to be able to record music, to find sponsorship to pay for studio time, and also to find sponsorship to pay for things like promotions, music videos, airtime, and all these things?
It hasn't been easy. It is very difficult because, one, I'm an ex-prisoner. There's a lot of stigma. People view you in a certain way, like even this platform. whoever is listening might get it twisted.
Okay.
So it's difficult. I appreciate people like this channel. Being an ex-prisoner is not something that is easy, and trying to reintegrate ukubwekela mu society kwebata abantu bakuchita accept takanshi abachachi ne balipiro kati it is based on the results. Is what I'm saying today limbindela and so that people bangu fuiro say and stuff. No, so that process is not easy. I have to mean what I say and live what I say, living as in ukuchita, to do what I'm saying. So it hasn't been easy, and I've been blessed with the people that have got a heart to understand, and they've contributed. If I might mention names, I appreciate people like Mr. Aaron Simfukwe. I appreciate my producer Hudson Mumba, and Pastor Gracious, and other people maybe that I can't really mention here. Like when I did the first album in prison, actually there were people like the officer Makono in the Livingston Collection Facility. They were very instrumental, including the officer in charge. Yes, by Ivo Musumali Abengi abali, the people that have pushed me from one end to the other. But music naturally I continue making music. So in short, it hasn't been easy, and we're still looking for, as a team, we are still looking for people that would help us get this message out there. Like going back to the prison facilities again, it's not easy. You need to have a memorandum of understanding, maybe even advocating for drug abuse, because in any alleged abuse are drugs. So it's about platform, it's about consistency, it's about being serious with what we are doing. So it hasn't been easy. I can be honest with you, and that's why to some extent I'm at the farm. I have decided to live at the farm because I know that farming is the basic work that God gave Adam and Eve. So I've gone back to the land. Yes, I've gone back to the farm, and I mean I'm still youthful. So I need to build the foundation, a concrete foundation. Perhaps through the music and through farming I can get established. Even Paul was a tent maker. So he used to earn a living on what he used to work for. God says, "Finshu kwete mwisa." So actually, it's a good question. Yes, besides the constraints, I just look forward with hope that actually ningwata hope where there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Wow, that's really, really inspirational. Now let's talk about your music.
Yes.
How much music are you ready to give the world right now? How many albums do you have? How many songs are on each album?
The first album that I did, and like I said, I did it while in prison, called Nshakabwele. It only had 6 songs. So I had a privilege to go outside of prison, because by then I hear now there are some prisons that have studios. But by then we didn't have such, especially the prison I was, Livingston's collection facility. I went to record an album called Nshakabwele Kumalushi, which had 6 songs. Shakabwele Kumalushi, which means I'll never go back to my vomit. Just like Peter says, the dog's behavior, he goes back, or it goes back to its vomit. But then I've asked God to say, I'll never go back to my vomit. That was the first album. The second album, which I'm currently working on, and that's the one we are promoting. We really pray to the Lord that this album touches people out there. It's called Maranatha.
Yes.
Maranatha is an Aramaic word which means come Lord. So like I'm saying, it's a way of saying Jesus is coming again. So when I say Maranatha, you say Jesus is coming again.
Jesus is coming again.
I did this album at Music for Change, that is in Kabwata. Actually, I understand you've got a lot of connection with that with that studio, and we really appreciate it as a team that is working on the album. Then the producer who produced the album, Hudson Mumba, comes from X Blaster. So it's like it was a coming together of two studios just to help me out so that I record these songs out there. It contains 12 songs, very good songs, and like I said, when you listen, you're going to understand that actually we are talking about life.
Yeah.
What brings life to man, and that's the word that is on those songs.
Okay.
Sure.
So is Maranatha out on the market yet?
Actually, it is on the market. We have printed some CDs. It is on social media, like on electronic media. You can find it or access it on Apple Music, there's Spotify, and then there's Deezer Radio. You can be able to reach the music and find it there. Then if for those that want to buy a copy, we also have CDs. The number to use if you want to find the music is 0977 47 69 11.
Please repeat.
0977 47 69 11. Then you get a CD. Like I was saying, it's about what I have in my hands. An ex-prisoner, the skills that God has given me. I'm a trained poultry manager. I keep chicken. I'm running a farm, trying to begin. Of course, it has to come with challenges. And I have the music in my hands. This is what I can offer to society.
Yes.
You have to go with the sacrifice. Exactly. So that this is what I have, and this is what I can do, and I can inspire a soul out there through the experience that I've gone through. I don't want to see mono getting addicted. Maybe a paper jenkem, which I know will affect their brain. It did affect my brain. Bamba Dr. Msoni, the one who looks after the psychiatry patients in prison over Zambia, confirmed to me that fiamba. But I meet people say fiamba, and I know people have got different opinions. Quite a few other people are affected, but look at what it can do to society. So we are talking music for change. We want lives to have a meaning, the youths to have a meaning. That's what my music is all about.
Wow, wonderful. Still talking about your music, many times people ask me to say, which one is your favorite of all your songs? And I usually say, that's like asking a father or a mother to say, who's your favorite child? So I want to pose this challenge to you as well. Between Shaka Wedere Kumalushi and Maranatha, which one of the two albums is your favorite? And maybe to make it lighter and easier for you, I'll say in terms of quality.
Maranatha.
Wow.
I'm very much confident with the album because I feel like it brings out the sound the way I wanted it to be. I had more time, I was more relaxed. I just believe in the project because the quality is good.
Yeah. I know where Hudson Mumba touches something.
Exactly. You can imagine I've got another experience that I would love to share, even the way I came to meet him, and even the way I found myself.
That's definitely something platform. I would love to hear.
Yeah. So the quality, Maranatha.
Yeah.
Maranatha is the album.
Wow.
Sure.
Lovely. Maybe you can share a little about how you met maybe Hudson, or you mentioned Pastor Gracious.
Pastor Gracious, yes.
You had mentioned another man?
Aaron Simfukwe.
Okay.
Yes.
Because this is your platform, which is meant to be your introduction to the public out there. We might as well want to hear how you got introduced to these special people.
Okay. My manager, who's Mr. Aaron Simfukwe, had made a song called Peace for Zambia. So he had done it with Hudson Mumba.
Okay.
And then Pastor Gracious is a friend to Hudson. So we, at random, my manager picked a song on Facebook. By Pastor Gracious, and since I think they congregate in the same denomination, so he had to look for him. It's because we wanted something that was recorded well. Because his music was on point, because he uses most of his music, he uses guitars. So I was just interested, and I was thinking like, this man, if I were to know where he did this, I'd be very happy. So that's how we tried to find where he was, and then we discovered him. Then when we discovered him, he recommended Atson. So my manager was like, Atson, I know Atson, and I've done music with him. So that's how we had to arrange, and then we had to meet.
Okay.
And fortunately now for Atson to work on my music, because at the time I was in Lusaka, that's how he had to do the music at Music for Change.
Okay.
So that's how the two studios came together, like X Blaster and Music for Change. And then they worked on this. Actually, my music is, most of it is live music. Sure.
And my next question is, how do you categorize your music in terms of genre? Is it reggae? Is it rap? Is it kalindula? What category is it, so that once you tell us, then maybe you can also give us a snippet?
It's the Jesusist.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
It's all about Jesus.
Okay, so that's the message.
That's the message. Actually, that's the Atson actually was correcting me on the pronunciation of this word. That's the genre. I don't know.
Okay.
G-I-G-E-N-R-E.
I think it depends on where you come from.
Exactly.
I also don't really know whether we can say genre or genre.
Yes. So actually, it's gospel.
Okay.
It's gospel. Of course, it's another day again. I would love to have another day somewhere just to explain what I understand about all this, because there's a lot of questions where people say, is this gospel? What is gospel? There's that bone of contention. What is gospel? For me, I'm very much interested in the lyrics of a song.
Okay.
It really matters to me. I have to know what somebody's saying. It doesn't matter whether the beat is going kanje, kanje. What is that person telling me? Doom, 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 doom. What is that person telling me? So I'm very much interested in the lyrical content, because that's what led me to the other world.
Okay.
The lyrics.
Nice.
Ndio mfafati. Iwe, isatunwe 24/7. What am I going to do?
Kuya mkono.
But when I'm saying Jesus, Son of David, forgive me,
yes,
over and over again, it will direct me somewhere else. So it depends with how somebody's going to view. Anyway, it's a matter of opinion. But
the abundance of the heart.
Exactly.
Yeah. It reflects on what we speak and even our actions.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So there's reggae in there. There's reggae tune. There's R&B tune. There's hip hop. We are living in a hip hop age. Right. There's something like that.
Okay, so it's a fusion.
Exactly.
Okay, it's more like a concoction.
Exactly. That's what we're saying. This music is meant for society.
Yeah.
It's meant for everyone. Everyone, a lover of music, and it's meant to correct and help society.
So you're a versatile man. You're a farmer, you are a musician who can be a reggae musician, a hip-hop musician, a rock musician, like different categories of music. And from what I'm learning here, just by interacting with you, I can tell you're also a motivational speaker. You're a motivator, because your story is inspirational, and then you are also well-spoken. You know how to express yourself, and I can confess that I love the way you articulate and the way you bring out the gospel. It's coming, in a realistic way, because you have experienced things, and then you're testifying where someone even knows that what you're saying is a real story rather than just making it up.
Sure. So I would love to thank God for that. I'd love to thank God for that. And that's why we are here as a team, as a people. With our country, we've got a very good motto: one Zambia, one nation. So we just have to do things together.
Nice one.
Sure.
After all is said and done, how would you want the viewers out there to remember Lweendo the Jesusist?
Lweendo the Jesusist is all about Jesus. I want people to remember me as a person who announced the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, because I feel like that's our duty as man, to know God and to know Jesus, whom God sent to to save this world from what it is. You know, Jesus is the answer, and it's true. I am the living testimony of a bad person that I was. And this is the power. What you're seeing here is the power of God to change a person. Sure. So if it happened to me, it can happen to anyone. It's a matter of faith, believing in what we can't see. I've never seen Jesus, but then I believe that what made me stop the addiction is Jesus, and that's the Jesus I'm getting out to people out there. That's how I would love to be remembered.
That's a great legacy right there. I'm sure our good friend Shelly is wondering to say, at what time do they want me to wake up and show them my skills? I think this is the time we will wake Shelly up.
Sure.
And you give us a snippet of the music that we can find in the Maranatha album, which is definitely available for everybody that would like to purchase a copy out there. What's the title of this song?
The title of the song, I'm still debating what I'm going to give the people, but I'd have to give them Maranatha or Have Mercy. You gave me a choice. So between Maranatha and Have Mercy, which one?
Have Mercy.
Have Mercy. Thank you. So, a little bit sick. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. Now they came to Jericho as he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great multitude. Blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the roadside begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out by saying, screaming, Jesus, Jesus, son of David, David, have mercy on me. Then many warned him to be quiet.
Wow.
But what did blind Bartimaeus say? He cried out all the more, screaming, Jesus, Jesus, son of David, David, have mercy on me. Maranatha, Jesus is coming again.
Jesus is coming again.
Vakeshwashan.
Wow. Brother Lweendo, the
Yes, my brother,
Jesusist.
Viflo.
Thank you very much for making an appearance on this special program, which was dedicated to you and
Thank
the
you.
people that love you. This was an introduction, and we are glad that you have been introduced to the world, and it's now upon everybody out there to support your music to the fullest from now onwards.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank you specifically as a Biflo brand Bwembia. I just want to thank you and all the people behind the production, and just to thank even the listeners and all the people that are going to support, and all the people that are listening right now, and anyone who's going to watch this video. I just want them to see the power of God in what man can do when they put their right mind to doing what they were born to do. Thank you very much, and Maranatha. Chili.
Yeah.
She didn't wanna po change. I see some change.
Ati akamba bali change.
Ichalo kwena chichinja.
Limbia balone na Yesu bakamona ko change.
Mama chaba nififine. Ichalo kwena chichinja. Bakamba bali change. Koma sini ona ile change. Efo chaba nififine. Ichalo kwena chichinja. Bakamba bali change. Koma sini ona ile change. She wanna more change muli constitution. Elo she wanna more change muli prostitution. One Zambia, ni one nation. Umuwe mala mutonga ni one institution. Definition check. Mr. HH, Mr. Zata. Ushe EA change. Demona mo injenja. Am I a stranger? When I speak, I spark on your mind. The sense danger. Chili chili, akapili pili.
and trust no woman. I'm on the panda, I'm when I'm gonna meet you. Chaba ni fifine, ichalo kwena.
Amen. My full name is Lweendo Hangandu, and my stage name I go by the Jesusist, with Jesus IST, as in Jesusist. Sure. I would love to thank Jesus for this occasion, and above all, of course, it's God. This was made possible through the collection facility, Livingstone Collection Facilities, under the courtesy of the Commissioner General. I've come to understand that music is not just about you, unlike the world I was in. It's about inspiring another person, and the word that you are singing, it really matters. It's not just about the beat and listening. When you're incarcerated, there are so many emotions, loneliness. You are faced with a lot of emotions and negative thinking. But with the music and combined with the inspirational word of God, people have they've been encouraging me to go on doing the same thing, because it encourages them to face a life with hope.
What song are you singing today?
The song that I'm going to sing today, I've opted to go slower. It is talking about being born and bred in Zambia and looking at the dreams, that dreams can come true. So it's entitled Born and Bred in Zambia. Born and bred in Zambia, the African dream. You got to visit to love it. Everybody, you are welcome. Born and bred in Zambia, the African dream. You got to visit to love it. Everybody, you are welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Zambia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Africa. Zambia, land where dreams come true, land of Christianity, peace and security, land of prosperity, blessed by Christ. Oh, Mbelelani Bible, yeah. Oh, wow. Feel any Bible. Stand and sing of Zambia, proud and free, land of work and joy in unity. Victors in the struggle for the right we've won. Strong and free, Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hand. Let us all her people join as one, brother, sister, under the sun. One and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace neath Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Oh, one, strong and free, born and bred in Zambia, the African dream. You got to be.
If that first song that you did doesn't somehow get recorded and become an anthem, it's so catchy.
It is very catchy.
And if it doesn't become like, an anthem, a musical anthem for the country, that was so cool. If you don't have that recorded and if it doesn't become an anthem, I'll be very surprised. It has to happen, regardless of how far you go in this competition.
Thank you.
Yo, this is Westside Records. I'm chilling out here with some main format. Just doing my thing. Yep.
Westside boys right here.
Lweendo West in the buildings. Mandola watching.
Nobody plays around here. Real gangsters in the house tonight. We just feeling live. There's a producer right there. You can holla at the boys.
I said stand and sing of Zambia, proud and free, land of work and joy in unity. The victors in the struggle for the right we've won. A freedom's fight. Oh, one, strong and free, because Africa is our own motherland. Fashioned with and blessed by God's good hands. Let us all our people join as one, brother, sister. under the sun, yeah.